person who told you to invest in rookie quarterbacks is lying to you. Yeah, that's right, guys. Honestly, I think this is a great video and a great time to share why I believe that investing in rookie quarterbacks is risky. And to put it very simply, guys, and I think you all know this, everything in the hobby is a risk, all right? We all know this is like a giant stock market, all right? There's ups, there's downs. Are you going to be able to time the stock market of cards? Most likely not. So we all know going into the hobby some of the risks, some of the struggles, the wins. However, I will say that in my personal opinion and in my time in the industry, investing in rookie quarterbacks is one of the riskiest and most of the times it's not going to pay off type things that you can do. So I'm going to share a couple of examples of why. I'm going to share a couple of examples of how I think you can kind of like hedge your bets a little bit more and how I think you should go about rookie quarterbacks. And I'm going to share some examples of or some practices on how you should start looking at things for the future and planning if you're in the hobby and you're looking at these as investments. So first and foremost, I would like to ask everyone in here, if you can, please drop a subscribe, hit the button below, drop a follow, don't drop a subscribe. Drop a follow, press the subscribe button, whatever, however you do it on YouTube. We'd appreciate it. We appreciate you guys' support and watching these. We're going to have a lot more coming. So I'm going to jump right in here. I'm going to use Jayden Daniels as my first example. So JD5. Everybody knows Jayden Daniels. I love him. I don't think a lot of people hate him. There's not one of those like love or hate guys. He seems like an awesome dude. All right. I'm going to give an example here of why it's a bad idea to buy a new rookie in the middle of their climb to the top of the mountain. Jayden Daniels' rookie year was absurd. The guy was like breaking records. I mean, he got all the way to the NFC Championship game as a rookie, came onto a Commanders team that was absolutely awful. I mean, it was amazing to watch. The guy was killing it. All along that, his cards are just spiking. I mean, going for insane money, right? Which is cool. I mean, that's awesome to see. But that is, in my opinion, guys, the worst time to buy, right? You're literally buying at the ceiling, right? And all season long, they just kept getting higher and higher. You know, there's an element there where, well, could you buy it at $250 and the next week it's worth $350? Sure, maybe. But by that time, we were already on to the next set. So, like, I'll give you an example. Like, let's say his Prism card's out and it's going for $250 and you're holding and hopefully it goes to $350. Well, by that time, like, Select comes out. Now everybody wants a Select card. So could you have made some more money? Maybe. But I'm going to give you a glaring example of why buying in someone's peak while they're a rookie is just not a safe bet. So I talked about Prism. Okay, on January 25th, 2025, I think at this point, I don't have the exact date in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he was, if he had not just played the NFC Championship game, he was about to. His PSA 10 Prism Silver sold for $2,750. That is a PSA 10 Prism Silver, right? January 25th, 2025, okay? Now, fast forward. Obviously, if you guys have been watching football this season, he's gotten hurt. The Commanders are not doing very well. He actually hasn't been playing like bad, but he's been hurt. They're not doing too hot. The same exact card, guys. Same exact card. October 28th, 2025. Okay? Same exact card. $849. All right, so what did I just say on prior? His prior one sold for, I'll say it again, $2,750. All right? We are, what's October minus January? How many months is that? 9 months? 9 months, a term of a baby? It is down to $800, I don't get this exact number right again, $849. I don't even know what the percentage decrease there is, but that's a lot. Guys, the sophomore slump is a real thing. The second year, we all hear about it in football, the sophomore slump. So if you're the guy that bought the PSA 10 Jayden Daniels in January at the peak, you are down like over 2/3 in your money, and things are not looking good. Because Jayden Daniels is hurt, he's not looking that good. Again, he wasn't looking bad, but like, even if he comes out, right, and let's say he goes back in, because he gets healed up, and let's say the Commanders make this crazy run in the playoffs, slim chance they get to the Super Bowl, which last year they almost got to the Super Bowl. They didn't. I really don't think they're getting to the Super Bowl this year. Even if he got to the Super Bowl, I would bet my house on it. I still don't think his PSA 10 silver gets back to that, what did we say it was? $2,750. See, there's a peak that happens with these guys with their hype. Like that's the ceiling, right? What we've seen in the past is someone can like exceed and do well. They can do even better than they did in one of those years, but they sometimes don't surpass that ceiling again. It's like there's just so much hype in that time. So this is a great example of like, all right, if I'm a collector and like let's say I really like JD5, like now's looking like a really good time to buy some JD5. But I would say when you're going into that, know that it's probably not going to go back up to 2,700. Now, could it get back up to like 2,000? I think that's reasonable. I think that could happen, especially if he just he's on fire again. So I think there's some wins that you can have there, but I don't think it exceeds 2,700 again. Personal opinion, and I could be wrong, right? And I'm talking about one specific card here, right? We could take a lot of data from different cards, right? And I'll give another example, and then I want to give you my opinion a little bit more on what you should do during rookie years and what you should do during sophomore slumps. But C.J. Stroud, who is my favorite quarterback, I love the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud was having a crazy rookie year, 2023. Killed it. He didn't make it as far in the playoffs as JD5, but everybody was like, man, this guy is the future. Right here I have his PSA 10, February 26th, 2024. All right, so this would be, the season was already over. The Texans had lost in the playoffs, but man, he had a good year. So this is actually probably like cooled off a little bit. Usually when it's in the seasons when it's the highest. This was the earliest one I could find. $990 on a PSA 10 Prism Silver CJ Stroud. I'm just gonna keep using Prism Silvers because we all love Prism, right? $990. All right, that's February 26, 2024. Well, we all know what happened in the 2024 season. C.J. Stroud had a sophomore slump, did not do as good, okay? And we're stepping into the 2025 season, and people really are thinking he's not doing good. I still believe in him. But October 27th, 2025, that same card is now just sold for $260. So we went from $990 to $260. This guy's down over 3/4 of his money now. And again, I would argue that peak of $990 where C.J. Stroud hit is probably the peak, in my opinion. And I love C.J. Stroud, At least in the next 3 to 5 years, I feel like that's the peak, and I'll dive into that more. But so here's another quarterback on a sophomore slump, but his first year was amazing. Every week he is just lighting it up, breaking records. Cards just go up, 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 up. So cautionary tale here, what I'm trying to explain is like, those are the worst times to go buy the specific player when they're on the up, 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 because it's a very slim chance that it's just going to keep going up, 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 up. And there's going to be some timing there too that you're going to have to work in. So my personal opinion, if you're really trying to score on some rookie quarterbacks, is that's when you get into sports card breaks. Okay, that's why breaks are so powerful, because guess what? Yeah, I'm buying the Commanders last year in all the breaks because that's how I'm going to pay $250 to get in on a break and hopefully hit like the $2,000 Jayden Daniels card. Like that's my goal, right? And that's the only way I'm going to make that massive come up is from a break. Now, going into the second year, when we may see a sophomore slump, that might be the best time to actually physically go buy the card now. So guys, breaks are incredible for the hobby. I mean, I know it's a risk. I understand that. I know you're not guaranteed anything, right? But like, there's risk in buying someone that's just on the up, 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 up too. Like, it's a high risk. Then they're probably going to go down. So my advice is, if you want one of the hottest new rookie quarterbacks, you should buy into breaks. Like that's and in year one, right now, like I'm buying the Giants at any break. I'm buying the Giants spot for Jackson Darkaboom. That guy's just going up right now. But I'm probably not going to go in the aftermarket personally and try to go buy a Jackson Darkaboom. Just for like my own personal sake or trying to make some money. It just doesn't seem like the best idea, in my opinion, and based on this data that I'm sharing with you. Be on the lookout for the sophomore slump, where I think you can go back and buy that guy, have him in your PC, and have some upside if you really believe in him long term. Speaking on long term, I think what a lot of people do is they have first, you need to identify why you're in the hobby, and we're going to make another video on that later of like, am I in this for money? Am I in this because I love my team? Why am I in the hobby? We'll identify that later. But talking strictly from an investment standpoint, a lot of people kind of try to operate in this, well, I'm going to hold on to this player, this card, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I don't know. Some people like to buy one thing one week, sell it the next week. Different strategies, right? my best advice for you guys, in a good way that I think you should look at it, and a lot of people don't, is how does like 40 to 50 years look? And that's a long time. I get it, right? But like, let's look at some of the cards that are just going up in value no matter what right now, year over year. We're talking about your Kobe's, we're talking about your LeBrons, we're talking about your Tom Brady's, we're talking about your Mickey Mantles, right? We're talking about a lot of vintage 60s and early 70s cards of players, even like some mid-tier players. I just named a bunch of the GOATs that are in the recent like 20, 30 years, but when we go back like 40, 50, 60 years, there's obviously the GOATs of those times demand more, but even some of the mid-tier players, they just keep going up and up and up. So I say that to say we're so in the now, and that's good. I'm not saying that's bad, but like 40 to 50 years from now, is that a card that you're going to want to keep in your collection? And if that's the goal, and if you think that person is going to demand a premium 40 to 50 years from now, that's something you need to take into account, right? That's a good way to look at it, in my opinion, and I can dive in more on that and give examples in another video about vintage and how it just keeps going up in value. I would just say, guys, that rookie quarterbacks, we all think about rookies, like rookie card, rookie card, rookie card. When you're collecting, man, I want a new rookie card, I want the rookie quarterback, which in football, that's usually the most valuable card is rookie quarterback. Yes, it is. However, you can really set yourself up for failure if you go in really hard on some of these guys that are already peaking, and there's really nowhere up, no more spot up for them to go. I hope that was insightful. I hope that gave you some information, some ideas, some plans, some strategies. I'd be happy to hear your comments down below. There are some one-offs that I could share. A one-off would be Drake May. So there is something to be said about a player who is not starting that year, kind of comes in halfway through the season's already tanked, and they do pretty good, right? So Drake May is a perfect example of that. He was a rookie last year, 2024. Okay, now his Prism Silver PSA 10 as of January 29th, 2025 went for $500. Now, so because he was kind of on people's radar right now, back in that last season. But again, not demanding a huge premium. What I shared Jayden Daniels, right? Same time frame, Jayden Daniels was going for $27.50. Okay, Drake Mays is going for $500. All right. As of today, Drake May's PSA 10 silver just went for $950. So it almost doubled. And again, this is a different circumstance. Drake May wasn't breaking records. He wasn't like just having this insane year, but he was on people's radar a little bit. So there is a little nuance to what I'm saying. It's paying attention to that, paying attention to how much hype is around this person and how much they're actually performing. But again, it's really easy to get sucked into like, man, Jayden Daniels might be the next Patrick Mahomes. Let me buy everything humanly possible of him. And before you know it, your cards are all at the ceiling and the floor starts coming and you're not in a good spot. So hope this was insightful, guys. Appreciate you. We will see you for some more videos.